the Australian women have reached their record 8th T20 World Cup finals in women's T20 World Cup history. India's opener Abhishek Sharma has just made an unwanted record. He has now got 9 ducks in just 30 T20I matches this year. Pakistan cricket team's qualification in the 2028 LA Olympics is in doubt. Australia women reached their record 8th Women's T20 World Cup final. This is Farid Khan and you're watching me exclusively on South Era Network. Pakistan cricket team's qualification now for the Los Angeles Olympics in 2028 is in serious doubt after the ICC revealed the qualification scenarios. The highest ranked team from each continent effective 31st December 2026 will automatically qualify for the 6-team event in LA in 2028. Currently, India are ranked number 1 in the world while Pakistan's ranking is number 6. India is the top-ranked Asian team and is expected to qualify for the Olympics directly. Meanwhile, Australia and Great Britain along with South Africa are the other teams that are expected to qualify as the rankings currently stand. Pakistan are the second best Asian team right now and they will have to go through a qualification process to manage their spot in the LA Olympics. Pakistan have to win their matches by the end of the year and somehow improve their ranking to number 1 or expect India's ranking to drop if they want to qualify directly for the Olympics. If that does not happen, then they will have to go through a qualification process next year to make sure that they reach the cricket event at the Olympics. Cricket was played at the Olympics back in 1900, almost 126 years ago. Yes, more than a century ago in Paris. Cricket has not returned to the Summer Olympics for over 100 years and finally the LA Olympics will host the cricket event in 2028. Pakistan's players were upbeat for this event and many other players including Australia legend Steve Smith showed his availability for the event. But it all depends on the qualification scenarios. Currently, Australia are top of the rankings as far as the Oceania group is concerned, while New Zealand are ranked number 2. Pakistan will have to do a lot to make sure that they manage to play that event. If Pakistan does not qualify, the likes of Babar Azam, Shaheen Shah Afridi, Salman Agha, Haris Rauf, Shadab Khan, etc. may miss out on this landmark event and the fans of Pakistan cricket team will be left very disappointed not to see their stars in action in LA. Meanwhile, the Australian women have reached their record 8th T20 World Cup finals in women's T20 World Cup history. Australia have played all of the 10 editions of the Women T20 World Cup and out of 10 editions, they have managed to reach the final 8 times. That is 80% consistency. Moreover, they've also won 6 T20 titles in women cricket. This is an insane record and the mighty Australians have once again reached the final with little or no difficulty. West Indies batted first and scored only 125 runs. In response, Australia smashed that total with 8 wickets to spare. They only lost 2 wickets. Beth Mooney scored unbeaten 61 of just 36 balls and Ash Gardner was also unbeaten at the end. Ash Gardner and Perry had scored 50s against India to knock India out of the group stage and qualify for the semi-finals, and Ash Gardner once again showed her worth, winning the Player of the Match award in the all-important semi-final. Now Australia will wait for Thursday's second semi-final between England and South Africa to see who they face in the final at Lord's on Sunday. Australia are looking forward to winning their record 7th T20 title in women's cricket. This is a team that is head and shoulders above everyone else and literally they are the favorites to win this event once more. Elsewhere, there's a lot of criticism on Harmanpreet Kaur for her captaincy in the women's T20 circuit. Under Harmanpreet Kaur, India have failed to reach the semi-finals in their last two Women T20 World Cup events. In 2024, India exited the group stage, and even in 2026, India had the same fate under their captain Harmanpreet Kaur. Harmanpreet Kaur is now under a lot of pressure, and fans are asking for her to be sacked. Harmanpreet Kaur currently is the captain for India in the Asian Games, and there seems to be no change in captaincy as far as Harmanpreet Kaur is concerned, but times can change in Asia and the Indian subcontinent very soon. Harmanpreet Kaur scored a 50 over a strike rate of 200 against Australia, tried her best to take India into the semi-finals, but it was very late. Currently, Smriti Mandhana is one player that is the one in line to be India's next captain if Harmanpreet Kaur calls it quits. But only time will tell if she manages to do it or not. But India have only beaten Pakistan, Sri Lanka, Bangladesh and the Netherlands in their last two T20 World Cup events. Under Harmanpreet Kaur, India have failed to beat any solid team, so to say, Australia, England, New Zealand or even South Africa in the last two editions. Will Harmanpreet Kaur stay as India's captain? Only time will tell, but India need to make a lot of changes because they are right now the world champions in the ODI format, but in the T20I format, they are struggling big time. Talking about some test cricket, Rashid and Zimbabwe have beaten Bangladesh by an innings and 85 runs in the only test match. What a convincing performance by Zimbabwe. In fact, this is their second consecutive innings victory in test cricket. Last year, they also defeated Afghanistan by more than an innings. Rashid has gone off to a spectacular start as test captain, taking over from Craig Erwin. Zimbabwe were missing Sikandar Raza, and despite of Sikandar Raza's absence, Zimbabwe played flawless cricket. They scored 410 runs. Bangladesh batted twice, scored 140 in the first innings and 185 in their second innings, but that was not enough. For Zimbabwe, Innocent Kaya scored his first ever test century, scored 140 runs. In fact, he's got 500s in his last 8 matches across formats. He's in sublime form, and the opener made sure that Zimbabwe went off to a solid start. With him, Brian Bennett, Craig Erwin and Wesley Medherway also scored half centuries, meaning Zimbabwe scored over 400 runs. For Bangladesh, Taijul Islam took 7 wickets in the innings. The stalwart, the veteran spinner, has now taken 270 wickets for Bangladesh in just 60 tests at the age of 34, but his bowling figures were not enough as Bangladesh had no answer to Zimbabwe's bowling. In the bowling department, Blessing Muzarabani took 4 wickets and captain Rashid produced figures with 3 wickets. Zimbabwe have beaten Bangladesh, a team which had whitewashed Pakistan 2-0 in test cricket not long ago. So this is a landmark occasion in Zimbabwe's test cricket history, and they seem to be on the right track right now. Continuing with the test cricket discussions, Harry Brook has been backed to become the next test captain by former test captain Ben Stokes. Ben Stokes, who has recently announced his retirement from international cricket, has fully supported and backed Harry Brook to take over captaincy. Harry Brook was England's vice-captain, but in the absence of Ben Stokes in the second test match at the Oval against New Zealand, veteran Joe Root took over captaincy. Harry Brook has also spoken highly of chances of becoming the next captain for England in test cricket. It is an honour, as said by Harry Brook, but he may have to leave captaincy in one of the other formats if he has to focus on test captaincy. Brendan McCullum and Rob Key are seemingly in no hurry to announce the next test captain, but Harry Brook remains a powerful option along with Joe Root as England's next captain. Meanwhile, India's opener Abhishek Sharma has just made an unwanted record. He has now got 9 ducks in just 30 T20I matches this year. This is the joint most ducks along with Shadab Khan and Rashid Khan, who also had 9 ducks to their name in a calendar year. India have to play 5 T20I matches against England, and Abhishek Sharma could be adding to this unwanted record. In fact, he was dismissed on a duck by Jay Mundra Ireland's latest sensation in the second T20I match. Abhishek Sharma has not been having the best of years. Can he once again show his worth as an Indian T20 opener? Because there's Vaibhav Suryavanshi, the 15-year-old sensation, waiting in the wings. And if Sanju Samson or Abhishek Sharma cannot continue with their sublime form, then India have a lot of options waiting to take their turn. Also, India's T20I captain Shreyas Iyer has said that it was not an embarrassing result against Ireland, but it was a very disappointing result. India were expected to win the series against Ireland but lost that series. In fact, they were clean swept 2-0 by an Ireland team which was missing 5 main players. Shreyas Iyer remains optimistic of their chances in the series against England. He says he deserves to be India's captain, and the call-up to the Indian T20I team did not come as a surprise because he had spectacular last 2 seasons as captain and as batter in the Indian Premier League, playing for Punjab Kings and even taking them to a final last year. Shreyas Iyer has to do really well because he has really replaced someone like Surya Kumar Yadav, who was India's T20I winning captain, won the World Cup along with Gautam Gambhir as head coach, and was sacked later because of an average IPL. Indian cricket team sets very high standards and players have to be at the top of their game almost every single game to match those standards. This is Farid Khan. I'm signing off from South Area Network, but I'll be back very soon with all the latest news, views, rumors and updates from the world of cricket.